Welcome to Shop Talk New Mexico. Today we're talking with Liz Harris. She's going to be talking about a subject that is very near and dear to her heart, and that is the condition known as trigeminal neuralgia. This neurological condition is also known as the suicide disease. Um, can you tell us why that is?
Because they say about 50% of all the people who are diagnosed with it commit suicide because the pain is so severe. And for a lot of folks, there's just no way of getting rid of it. So for them, the only way is through death.
So that's really just the only way out.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Um, Someone who's never experienced anything like that, how would you describe that pain?
Well, when you go to the doctor and they give you that pain chart, that says is it between a 0 and 10, I say, well, you don't have a 50 on there. So you need a 50 on the chart. And if you can imagine having somebody drill in your teeth, every tooth, all at the same time without Novocaine, or taking a ice poker, stabbing it through your ear in this way and poke up to your eye, but it's electrified like
Oh,
an ice pick. Or if you put like one of those battery chargers on your face and it just goes off and off and off. So it's like being the worst electrocuted zapping pain you can get over and over and over. And then I have the addition of having what's called anesthesia dolorosa, and that was a complication from my brain surgery. And so I have fire ants that bite my face 24/7. So if you can imagine fire ants just biting your face over and over and over again, no relief.
oh, that sounds terrible. Um, so for for the benefit of the people who aren't at all familiar with this, trigeminal neuralgia is a condition that's caused by the superior cerebellar artery running too close to the trigeminal nerve, so that it's continuously stimulating it and causing pain. Sometimes the pain is episodic, and sometimes it's continuous. But either way, it's very severe and very life limiting. Can you tell us, how has it affected your day to day living?
It's affected every single aspect of my day to day living. I've had to stop working because you can't be at work and be on the floor writhing with pain over and over again. The medications that I take are such heavy duty medications, brain drugs, if you would, that anti seizures, that they really make you stupid, or I'm so tired all the time I would not be able to stay awake during the day. It's like noontime and I'm toast for the day. There's really, I need a nap because um, my energy level is so limited, and you don't want to go out and do anything because the pain. You don't want to be out there with the pain. Be out in the middle of public, and people are looking at you like, "What's the matter with that woman?" So it's like every aspect, what you eat, what you drink. You can go for a week without eating because you can't if you're in you know a long acting episode that won't break. So yeah, it affects everything.
Right. So your trigeminal neuralgia, your TN, is um, is pretty much episodic, except for the um, anesthesia dolorosa. Is that correct?
It's episodic, except when um, I have times where it just builds up, where it becomes continuous. If it gets so agitated, it will just, the episodes will become sooner and sooner and sooner and faster and longer until it's one continuous episode that won't break. And that's when you're on the floor, writhing in pain, begging to die. Yeah.
What sets it off?
What doesn't set it off? If I eat hard food, cold drinks set it off. The wind sets it off. If somebody has one of those air conditioner fans, sets it off. If I get, like if my blood pressure gets up just a little bit, the artery presses on the nerve more. Talking too much sets it off for whatever reason. So just about anything will set it off.
What helps you get through your toughest days?
Well, for one, all the medicine that I take. I'm on um, several anticonvulsants, but they're very high doses of them. I'm on other medications, all in hopes of lowering the pain. So that's one of the first things that help me get through the day. My faith helps me get through the day, knowing that one day this will be gone. My family, knowing that I have their support. My two little dogs, their friendship, and just the day to day taking care of them helps me through the day. And just my little putzing that I do about the house. I just work on trying to take care of my little world inside my house, and focus on that to try to take my mind off of this.
There's a there's a lot of support groups that are around for people who suffer from trigeminal neuralgia. I'm going to put several of them on the screen for this. Can you tell me any that have been particularly helpful in in giving you encouragement or support?
I'm in two support groups, and they're both on Facebook. And because I really don't go out anymore, I don't really leave the house. It's too much. And so the one is it's a TN support group, and the other one is a AD, anesthesia dolorosa support group. And it's nice because you can ask a question, after you go to the doctor and the doctor has said this or that, you could be like, hey, and folks will give their input, and, like, yeah, I deal with that too, or, and you can, say something to somebody like, oh yeah, no, I have this, it's standard, it's normal, if you would, for having TN or whatever it is. And if you're having a super bad day, people go on there and just say, I'm having a bad day. Somebody, you know, put some jokes on here, or say a prayer, or whatever it is. And there's thousands of people out there that are there to support you. So those are my support groups. I don't go out to a support group. I don't know if there really are any in-person support groups. I'm sure there are, but I don't do any.
I see. So, what would you want people to know who don't know anything about trigeminal neuralgia? What would you want to say to them as far as dealing with people who have the stresses in life from this particular condition?
Well, I was out at church, and this one fella asked me about where do I work, and I said, "Oh, I'm disabled." And he said to me, "Well, you don't look disabled." And so all I could think to say was, "Well, thank you," you know, because it really is, it's a hidden, if you would, condition. I mean, if you were to look at me, you'd be like, "Wow, she looks pretty normal," but it's there. It's all encompassing for our lives. It's all encompassing. So I think people need to know that um, when you see somebody with TN, to not just assume they're okay. If they manage to get their hair pulled up that day, that's a good day. You know, so not just to assume that, oh, there is nothing wrong with them. Go do the dishes or whatever it is. So people need to know, if we need to spend the day in bed, we need to spend the day in bed. Or if we say, we're in extreme pain, just trust us. We will tell you. We'll tell you what we need, and believe them when we say it's the worst pain you could ever have. Believe us, because it really is. It's, you know, people need to understand that we're not making it up. We're not lying, and we are just doing the best we can to make it through the day and not be one of those 50% statistics.
Of course. Um, what advice would you give to someone who's been newly diagnosed with this disease?
I would say be kind to yourself and do all the research you can. There are um, doctors out there that specialize in TN. You got a couple that are in Arizona or California or New York. And so a lot of people in the support groups, and that's another reason for the support groups is, they'll tell you where they went for certain surgeries or something, or certain trials. And so you can find out about that. So do your research, find out what your doctor says it is. And maybe there's a place that you can go and have a surgery and find some relief for it. Do your research on your medications. If one doesn't help for you, another one may. So don't give up. Whatever it is, just do not give up. You find what it takes for you to get through the day. That's all that counts someday, is just get through the day. Do not give up.
Very good advice. Now, you've had surgery to correct this.
Mhm.
Can you tell us about that?
I've had two surgeries. The first one was it's a gamma knife. So they put you in this machine and they lock your head all up with all these crazy gadgets. And, it's like this little beam of gamma rays that go and it tries to, like, I guess, kill your trigeminal nerve or something like that. And so I tried it. And when I had it, I really knew anything about it. I just blindly went into it. What did I know? But it didn't do anything for me. And then I had what's called a microvascular decompression. So the surgeon went in, and there were two arteries, and they put these Teflon paddings in there in between the nerve and the from the blood vessels, in hopes of, you know,
Sort of like a shock absorber.
yeah. And a lot of people, they say that most of the time that surgery only works for 10 years and then it comes back. Why it's 10 years? I don't know. Where's the manufacturing warranty? But I don't know. And a lot of people, it does nothing, because I don't understand that one either. So for me, it did nothing. And it ended up causing more nerve damage. The surgery in itself caused more nerve damage, and that's how I got the anesthesia dolorosa. So all I could say is do your research on that one and research the procedures. They keep, upgrading, and they keep coming up with new things. There's things that um, people do, like, I don't know what it's called. They put a wire and they zap you, or I forget what it's called, but they have all these
Are you
crazy.
talking about the peripheral nerve stimulator?
Yeah, those. They have those now, and so. But I just had those two surgical procedures, and after that, I said, "That's it. I'm done. Nobody's touching my brain again," because it seemed like every time they did something to my brain, they made it worse. But that's not to say that somebody else's, experience, it would just poof make them feel great for 10 years or even more.
Right. So
So
everybody's experience is unique.
absolutely, I say, please do what you can to help you for your experience.
So how long did you have this before they came out with a diagnosis for you?
I was extremely fortunate. um, when mine happened, I mean, it's like giving birth in a way. You'll never forget the moment it happens, never. And so mine started on a Sunday in 2013, and I didn't know what it was at the time. All I knew was it kept getting worse and worse, and I was on the floor and begging my husband to take me to urgent care. I'm like, please. And so we went, and she said, "Oh, you need a brain MRI," and she says, "You have a condition called trigeminal neuralgia." And she started me on gabapentin and did the MRI, and then scheduled me to see a neurologist. So I was very fortunate. Some people, they'll go to dentists and get teeth pulled and, root canals, the whole shebang. They'll go to ENTs and, you know, every kind of doctor, and they, for whatever reason, "Oh, we don't know. Oh, you need your teeth pulled. Oh," what I'm saying. And they can go a long time just suffering, and until they finally get the diagnosis and start on some of the treatment or have the surgery that they need. And those are the people that break my heart, that they are doing all this suffering until they, um, finally find out. I mean, granted, I'm not saying that I don't suffer anymore. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that my heart hurts for these people and their suffering. Every single one of us with TN suffers in some sort of different, um, dramatic, I mean, physically dramatic way.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to find out a few more things about who to contact in the event that you're concerned about having trigeminal neuralgia or know someone that might have it, who to contact, and we'll be right back.
Tony Shalhoub, and I'm here to tell you about trigeminal neuralgia, a sharp, stabbing facial nerve pain so severe that it's been called the suicide disease. This is an agonizing disability that afflicts 400,000 people in the United States and millions worldwide. Until now, medication and surgery have provided limited relief, but today there is new hope. Scientists are working on ways to not only manage, but actually cure trigeminal neuralgia and all other nerve pain. The Facial Pain Research Foundation is spearheading this cutting-edge work, but resources are limited. With your help, we can find a cure and save lives. Please join me and contact the Research Foundation at facingfacialpain.org.
Ready?
Okay, we're back, and I just wanted to let everyone know that October 7th is National Trigeminal Neuralgia Awareness Day. Um, if you're recognizing that, the color of the day is teal, which is why I'm wearing a teal shirt today. And if you wear a teal ribbon, those who have trigeminal neuralgia will know exactly what it means. At the end of this video, we're going to have a list of organizations that are support groups for trigeminal neuralgia. And I wanted to thank Liz for taking the time out of her day to talk with us about this. And we pray that you'll have relief eventually from this.
Thank you. And, for us with TN, that day is so important to us to see that people support us when we see people wearing their teal. Or, I have a couple of t-shirts that have my ribbon. I even have a tattoo on my foot that is it's a teal, the ribbon, the support ribbon that has a lightning bolt through it. And it says warrior, because I am a warrior. We all are warriors. And I think people just need to keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Don't give up.
That's great advice. That's great advice. Well, God bless you. And we're going to end it here.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing awareness.
Thank you.